Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker. Welcome to the show, y'all. Look, quick recap. Inmate Sinister is at the hole. He done gave up the business on Officer Naive, told everything about what was going on within Center Mill and all this other kind of stuff, right? And now he's having to navigate the waters. He's back in the jungle. He's not in the center part. He's in the unit with, you know what I'm saying, lions, tigers, and bears. Oh, my. You understand? And now he's trying to figure out what to do. Penitentiary rules in effect. All the way, every day. All the way, when I say that. And every day. You understand what I'm saying? So now he's got to figure it out. But let me get to the story. You know what I'm saying? Check this out. So the next day, he goes back to work. And this is when he runs into all of us. You see, because on the way to work, you know, we all meet up and we got to get in line and do all this old kind of stuff, right? So we're in line, and while we're walking, we're talking at the same time. So everybody's asking, like, man, what's going on, man? We heard, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, you've been changing prices and all this and that, right? But see, he steered it away from that. He wanted to get on the issue of, man, Officer Naive lied about everything, put everything off on him. And some of the guys took the bait. They was like, lied about what? What he lie about? What he lie about? And he said, man, he lied about, you know what I'm saying, he didn't know what was going on, and I manipulated and used him, right? And everybody's listening, including me. I'm listening, but I ain't saying nothing. I'm just sitting there listening to what he's saying and all this and that, right? And I noticed some of the guys, they got that mean mug on them, right? They showing them their teeth. They're looking at him like, okay. And I'm reading the room. You understand what I'm saying? While we're all walking and talking, I am reading the room. It is not good for him. Because if I had to take a real quick poll, the consensus was he can't be trusted. He been lying to us for years, right? What do you do about that? What do you do about that? How do you calm the waters in the middle of the moment? How do you do that? Well, let me tell you what I did. I jumped in and I said, hey, check this out, bro. Let me ask you a question. I said, did you lie to us about what's been going on? He was like, nah, bro, I ain't lied about nothing. He said, man, I'm just messed up about, you know, the whole situation, man. You know, how everything went down. I know I disappointed y'all, right? Hold up, stop right there, y'all. Hold up. See, when he said that part about how he disappointed us and all this and that, that's what got me. I said, let me ask you a question now, bro. What you mean you disappointed us? How did you disappoint us? You feel me? Because look, I'm going to tell y'all something. Back in the day when I was in rotation, everybody living the life and all this and that, you don't really have this, you know, that air of accountability washing over you in all situations, right? You bend and move the line and the goalpost every time trying to suit your own needs and fit whatever narrative you're trying to put out, right? But you're not really that person that you want to be held accountable in all situations. You know what I'm saying? You bend the rules. So when he said was disappointed that we would be disappointed in him, we've been bending the rules. You was bending the rules. What would be disappointed? How dare we judge you for bending the rules? I want to know. This is what I said to him. Why'd you lie to us? That's my issue. I don't care what you do. I'm breaking down how I talk to him. Let me tell y'all that right. I told him, I don't care what you do, but tell me why you lied to us. Knowing all the things that we got going on, this, that, and the third, right? Why did you lie to us? And he looked at us, mainly staring at me. Because see, what I was thinking is this. If this man don't open his mouth and say that he's sorry for lying to us, then it was something about that day, that moment, that let me know, okay, this ain't for you. And what was that? I'm going to tell you what it was. I didn't want to be around people that even if we're doing dirt, I couldn't trust them. And everything that we was doing was dirty. And I couldn't trust them. That was a pivotal moment for me to learn that lesson. It was pivotal. If you are sorry, listen to me, y'all. I want y'all to understand this. Get this lesson here. Get this lesson. Take the meat off the bone. If you get involved in a situation and you find yourself feeling some kind of way about it, ask yourself why you feel that way. Do you feel that way because you got caught, or do you feel that way because of what you did? Maybe somebody like me shouldn't be the one that's saying that. I know a lot of people would say that. How dare you? Who are you to say something like that? Well, let me tell you, I'm somebody that has changed the hard way. And I get it now. I totally get it. See, if you're sorry about getting caught, you're not sorry about what you did. And when you're sorry about what you did, that means you've given some thought to what you did. The pain you caused, the people you hurt, the people you let down, the rules that you broke. You've given some thought to that. Because if you're sorry about what you did, then you come to realize that it's not about you. It's about all the people you hurt. And it made me sick at my stomach. Now I'm looking at him. And I saw, listen to me, y'all. See, I believe you look through two lenses. You either look through a window or you're looking through a mirror, at a mirror. And in that moment, I was looking at a mirror. I saw me. I saw me. And I didn't like what I saw. I didn't like what I saw. It still took me a long time to get myself together after that. The process of change is long. It's long. Because you got to start peeling back those layers. And every time you peel back a layer, you find something else about yourself that it's going to take some time and effort to work on and fix. But that was one of those catalysts. So he continued to talk and tell us all of these different types of things, but I knew at that point that he wasn't getting it. He wasn't getting it. So I let things play out. Got to keep in mind, I was still in rotation, y'all. I let things play out as they are, as they would always play out when you're dealing with the business. Brother started drifting away from me because I told him, look, man, hands off. You feel me? Hands off. He's got enough on him right now. He's got to deal with that. So after about a month, I stepped to him and I told him, I said, look, man, he didn't even catch what I said to him. We were walking on the track, and me and my number two, and he pulled up on us, and I said, unburden yourself. At that point, I'm past the situation and done with it. But I said, unburden yourself. And he was so shocked that I spoke to him, and I wish that I wouldn't have never pushed him away, but that's how it was back in the day when I was in rotation. I wish I would have never done that, because when I pushed him away, I put a wall between us. And what I said to him that day about unburden yourself, it wasn't as effective as it would have been if I'd have kept him close and been saying these things to him from the get-go. But I was immature in my growth too. He said, what do you mean by that, unburden yourself? I said, bro, it's too much for you to carry, man. Yeah, you did wrong, but look around. Where are we at? We're in the penitentiary. Everybody in here has done something. And if you carry that like that, you ain't never gonna change. He said, Joe T, I don't even understand what you talking about, what you mean. I said, bro, own the lie, man. Own the lie. Let everybody know that you really are sorry for what you did. Now keep in mind, Officer Naive done got took down through there. And when I say took down through there, I mean on another level. A whole nother level. A level of understanding that you're not going to get unless you've been, you know what I'm saying, snatched up, your life changed and all of that, right? So he's having to live with all of that too. Everybody's looking at him, you know, like I say, don't get me twisted. You know, you go back and forth on who's the victim in this and who you feel sorry for and all this and that. And like I say, a lot of people ended up feeling sorry for Officer Naive because, you know, Inmate Sinister was just lying over and over and over. So it's hard to be sympathetic towards him. But I saw it. I saw that if somebody, anybody, it didn't have to be me, don't tell him what it is he needs to do, he ain't gonna never get this thing up. Well, I ain't gonna say never. I don't like saying never. But it was gonna be a while before he got this thing up off of it. You gotta give people permission to unburden themselves. You gotta create that structure, that permission structure that will allow them to do that. If you're on the other end of it. But if you that individual that did the lying, deceiving, the trickery, the deception, if you the one that's doing it, well, what I say to you is unburden yourself. Because if you don't find a way to unburden yourself, guess what's going to happen? Well, I'm going to tell you what happened to him so you'll know. So inmate Sinister, time is going on, right? And he's finding it more and more that, people around him now, they own what he owns. So he don't see no reason to change. He just changed the group of people that he was kicking it with. They looked at him like, man, F the police. We don't care what happened to dude. And the guys that care about what happened to dude, they ain't straight either. So we looking at the situation like, okay. Believe one thing, y'all. You know how they say it's somebody for everybody? Well, it's a crowd for everybody too. If you're looking for people to step how you believe, how you see the world, you'll find them. And just because you got a crowd behind you saying what you're doing is right, don't make it right. The issue of him telling on Officer Naive is not the point. And I don't want y'all to miss it. The issue is that him continuing to go through life manipulating and using people and thinking that it's okay. Not understanding what it is that he did and the harm that he caused to people. All because he's afraid. See, because when I was talking to inmate Sinister that day, me and my number 2, I seen it in his eyes. He wanted to do it, but he couldn't do it. He wanted to do the right thing, but he couldn't do it. He didn't want to own the lie. Because if he owned the lie, all the lies, then the image who he had come to see himself as in the mirror, right? It was shattered and break. He saw himself as somebody that could be trusted by people. It was a lie. He saw himself as somebody that was liked by people. That was a lie. Everything in his life was about using people and being used. But he told himself that it was because they liked him. It was because he could be trusted. And if you didn't trust him, something was wrong with you. If you didn't like him, something was wrong with you. The key for me, one of the key elements that I had to learn in order to become the person that I am today, and I'm continuing to strive to, y'all. I'm not there yet, but I'm continuing to strive. But one of the key things for me to learn was that I gotta like the person that I see in the mirror. I mean, truly like the person. Not tricking myself, but truly like me. And I like me now. It sounds silly, don't it? But I like me. I like the fact that if I say something, it's true. I like the fact that people trust what I say because it's true. Not because I'm tricking them or lying to them, because I don't believe in that no more. It's not that I go out and I look for it, right? No more than I go out and look for it when I was lying to people. I choose to tell the truth. I choose to develop friendships with people based on honesty and trust. I choose to be loyal to the people that I love and the people that I say I care about. Period. I choose to be empathetic towards the people that I don't even know and their situations and circumstances. And in that moment, I chose to be empathetic and sympathetic towards inmate Sinister. Hey, kick me, you know? But I do that because I like who I see in that mirror. I like who I've become. I'm not going to get upset with him because he's doing that. Because why? Even though I got conned out of money, you know what I'm saying? But I did get what I paid for. Might have cost me a little bit extra. Okay. What would you pay? Listen to me now. Listen to me, because I need you to get this part. What would you pay to help somebody get on that path of redemption? See, I felt like them few little dollars that I got conned out of, and that we all got conned out of, that was part of the deal. Because this brought about an opportunity for him to see himself in a way that he probably hadn't seen himself in a while. It brought about those conversations that challenged him. And that's what I'm saying to you. So what happened to Inmate Sinister? Let me tell you what happened to him. He went on and continued to do what he was doing. Using people, being deceitful. Then he got out the penitentiary. Something happened on his case. And he ended up getting out because he had a boatload. Something happened on his case and he got out. Now listen to me. The sun will shine on the old dog just like it will a new one. You understand what I'm saying? A garbage can to get a steak or lobster every now and then. You feel it? He got out of prison. And even in that, he thought that, you know, the way he was living was right. God wouldn't have blessed him to get out of prison if he wasn't doing the right thing. He even lied to himself about the relationship he had with the Most High. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something, though. When he got out of prison, he kept on manipulating and using people and doing all these different types of things to people and getting over on them and all this and that and burning bridges here and there and whatnot and all this and that and coming up with it, because he had the gift of gab too. He coming up with a different female here and there. And it took about 2 or 3 years for all of them lies to catch up with him, because every time he get nailed down over here, he moved to this part of town. You know, the guys in the penitentiary, we're hearing about him and all the stuff that he's doing and all this and that. And then one day we saw him on TV. Ex-felon, shot down in the streets by his lover. Yeah. He had gotten out, played games with that gal, lying to her, having her thinking that he's loyal to her. And then when she catch him, he talk his way out of this and that. And one day she just snapped. She couldn't take it no more. Popped him. Hate that happened, because now she's got to come up in here, you know. Well, I don't know if she did or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they locked up or not, but I know they charged her. So I don't know the outcome of that. I'll try to find out and see. You know what I'm saying? But I laid him down, y'all. I just hope that in that moment, when he was taking his last breaths, that he got it right. Don't wait until you find yourself in a situation where it's like that to get it right. And I know it's scary, and I know you're going to feel like you're going to lose something or somebody in your life. But hear me when I say this. You might, but you're going to gain way more. It's going to be lonely at first, and it'll be scary at first. That's just because it's uncomfortable to you. But after a while, it becomes comfortable to you, and then you're going to be able to look at yourself in the mirror, and then you're going to see a person that you truly, truly like and admire. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.
I'm getting so